Hey, Barry, come on! What the hell is that on the table? Divorce papers? Is this some kind of joke?
It's no joke. Sorry to say, I'm serious. I want a divorce. Please sign it and send it over. In the next few days.
What's up? Why all of a sudden? What did I do to deserve this?
I just got sick and tired of even being with you. You always nitpick about everything I say and do. Then, when I don't do as you please, you have a hissy fit. It got even worse after the kid was born. Every other word is, it's a bad influence on children or some such nonsense. I just couldn't stand it any longer. I don't want to be tied down anymore.
Huh? Are you serious? Do you think I enjoy saying things like that? How can I not say anything? You don't help out with the house chores or take care of our child. Nothing. All you do is lounge around on the couch and watch TV or sleep all day. You get home way earlier than me and you don't even bother to cook or clean up. You don't even go pick up little Jimmy at the nursery. The least you can do is throw the trash in the garbage can. And after eating, you just leave the dishes on the table. I mean, couldn't you even put them in the sink? I ask you to do something and it's always put off for later. You just go about your own business. Growing up watching a dad like that? What will he think when he grows up?
I got my way of doing things. I like to put everything aside and do it all at once when I have enough time. You think the whole world revolves around you. Besides, I work hard all day, and when I get home, I'm tired as hell. Unlike you.
What? You do realize I'm also working. Help out when you have enough time, huh? It just sounds like you don't want to help out at all. Before we got married, you promised we would share all the household chores. What happened to that?
That's the kind of thing that makes me sick. Digging up stuff from way back when. I thought you were cute once, but now you're just a nagging middle-aged hag. All I want is to be free.
You've been doing as you please ever since we met. Now you want to be free? Seems a little unreasonable. As a father and as a husband, you're being all too irresponsible. Jimmy is only 4 years old. Are you just gonna toss all that aside?
Well, you did say I was a bad influence, right? No matter what you say, I'm never going back there again. I just want that divorce. Oh yeah, and don't worry about the money. I'll pay alimony. I'm a responsible person after all.
All right. Do as you like. Have your divorce or whatever you want. Long as you pay alimony. I don't give a damn.
Finally come to your senses, huh? Okay then. I left the papers on the table, so sign them and send them back ASAP. Oh yeah, about the house. I bought a new condo, so you can continue living in that home. If you have the money to pay the mortgage, that is.
Seriously? Wow, thanks.
Huh?
Well, I'm pretty used to living here. I like it. If you're gonna give it to me, I'll take it. Jimmy's having a good time at his nursery. I would hate for him to move and have to make new friends. Thanks so much. We'll just go on with our lives as usual.
Huh? You sure it's okay? Are you going to be able to pay?
Pay?
Yeah, the mortgage and all. Well, I'm gone. Well, income will really drop, right? As you know, if you're late on your payments, well, you know. Do you really get it?
Of course. I'm not an idiot. I'm way ahead of you on such matters. I can take care of the mortgage and all household expenses with my earnings.
Come on, with your meager pay? No way! A receptionist at a mid-level firm? Don't make me laugh. How could you maintain a family, much less pay a mortgage?
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not a receptionist. I'm a registered nurse. I'm the head nurse at St. James Memorial Hospital.
What?
And I also have real estate holdings from my father who recently passed away, as you know. I also have considerable stocks, so I'm not hurting for cash or anything.
Head nurse at the hospital? You? Your dad's real estate holdings? Stocks? This is the first time I'm hearing all this.
Seriously? You didn't know? Don't tell me you didn't know what your wife did for a living. How many years have we been married, for God's sake? I'm sure I told you all about my father's real estate holdings and the stocks I have.
Well, now that you mention it, I suppose I do remember you saying something about it.
So, you weren't listening at all. Well, I can understand not knowing about the stocks or my dad's assets, but how could you not know what my job is? Goes to show that you had zero interest in me. I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
So, no problem paying the mortgage all by yourself? And living expenses? Even without me?
Do you really think you were doing it all on your own? Your bring-home pay is less than $2,000. You really think that's enough to support a family of 3? And you were only giving us a meager $500 as living expenses. Please, don't make me laugh.
What? How dare you!
I'm just stating facts here, so we'll be just fine without you. Don't worry about us. Have a good life.
Yeah, well, okay. Just don't forget to sign and send those papers. I got my own bank book. So all splitting up of our assets, that's all done. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Wait a second. We haven't finished yet.
Huh? We're done. We divorce and I leave. We're done. What else is there? I'll give you the house and half of our savings. Isn't that enough?
Are you on life support? There are still some important money matters left to discuss. About that condo you say you bought?
Huh? What about it? You don't think I can afford it or something? You got a problem with me living in a new condo?
I really don't care where you live. I just want to know where you got the money to buy it.
What's it to you? I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't. You paid for that out of our joint account, right? That deposit you paid.
So, what of it? I saved that money. Every month out of my salary. It's my money. I can do whatever I want with it. It's got nothing to do with you.
It has everything to do with me. That money was from our joint account. I've been depositing money into that account every month. So that money you used to buy the condo, it's half mine. Or, more accurately, 70% is mine. I expect to get all that back.
What? 70%? No way that's accurate. I have the cash card. How did you deposit money into the account?
You can deposit with the bank book. Are you daft? I'm managing all the accounts we have with the bank. If you look at the transaction record, you'll see how much I deposited over 3 years. It's all there.
You're not serious. But I did think there was more than expected in here.
Well, that's part of our assets. I get half. Make sure I get all that back.
I don't have that kind of money. Are you crazy? Anyway, I used up all the money when I bought the condo. How am I supposed to pay 70%? That's just not possible.
Well, if you can't pay the money back, there is no other choice, I suppose. Hey, I got an idea. Jimmy and I could use it as a vacation getaway.
What are you talking about? No way you can do that!
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, you did buy the place so you could live there with your girlfriend.
Huh? Girlfriend? Why do you...
Huh? You really didn't think I knew? I knew from way back what you were up to. That you were seeing that girl from the club.
You're kidding me. I took every precaution to keep it quiet.
Every precaution? Don't make me laugh. All those nights you came home drunk. You think you got changed and got into bed all on your own? All the evidence was in your suit pocket. Receipts from the club, business cards. I still got all the receipts, by the way. Adds up to quite a bit. Always coming home reeking of perfume and booze. Oh yeah, you often called out some girl's name in your drunken stupor. It's so obvious you were having an affair. Sure would like to hear some of these precautions that you supposedly took.
You're joking, right?
You know, I was gonna let it slide if you were just having a little fling. You know, letting off steam. But then, you take my money and buy a condo so you can live with her. and then demand a divorce? That was the last straw. Okay, so let's get this straight. Pay the 70% you used to buy the condo, the divorce settlement, and child support. Oh yeah, as you said, I get the house.
Do you plan on taking everything? You're going to leave me penniless! You're a monster!
I'm just demanding what I'm owed. I don't think it's an unreasonable demand at all.
But if you make me pay that, I have nothing! I need money to live on. What am I supposed to do?
I guess you just have to sell the condo. I know you just bought it, and I feel for you. But I suppose it can't be helped. Although we are husband and wife, you did steal money from our account. Oh, and another thing. That girl from the club, I visited her the other day.
Huh? Visited her? How did you?
Like I said, I have those receipts and business cards. It was easy. I pressed her on having an affair with you. You know what she said? She said she has no intention of living with you. She said she wants to keep it a business relationship. You're just another customer to her.
Huh? When did she say that? That can't be true. But she said it was her dream to marry a guy like me.
How long have you been going to these kinds of clubs? That's just bar talk. Besides, she never came right out and said she wanted to marry you, right? Seems like you were just in your little fantasy world. So, I'll hang on to the divorce papers for now. Work out the money matters, would you please?
Huh? Wait 1 second, please! What I just said was all just a joke! A prank! Come on! You really think I was serious? I'm heading home right now, so let's talk about this!
There is nothing more to talk about. You have your freedom now. Go and live your life as you please. You never have to come home. See ya!
Wait! Come on!
Right after that conversation, Barry came running home, but I locked up the house tight. Put a chain on the door and just ignored his pleas. He eventually gave up and left. I hired a lawyer and demanded that Barry pay the money he owes me, adequate compensation and child support, as well as the house. It took a while, but all the demands were met and I signed the divorce papers. Barry had to sell the condo and ended up clearing out all his meager savings. I heard he's using a spare storage room at work as his home.
Hey, Mom. Are you okay? Dad's funeral is about to start. Where are you?
Oh my, I didn't realize the time.
Please, get over here as soon as you can. We can't start without you. While Dad was sick, I took care of him the whole time. So at least help out now that he's gone. It's the least you can do, Mom.
All right, hold your horses. You're always so impatient. Sandy, pick up, would you? Where did you disappear to? I said I wanted to talk to you after the funeral. Why didn't you wait for me?
I just took Uncle Frank to the airport. They just boarded the flight back home. I just got back to the parking lot. I'll be back in about an hour.
An hour, huh? Why didn't you just wait until later in the evening?
They already have reserved their tickets. May take more than an hour if traffic piles up.
Well, that's way too long. I was going to tell you in person, but let's get it over with right here online.
Huh? What's this about?
I want you out of the house ASAP.
Excuse me? You're kicking me out of my own home? Dad passed away, for God's sake.
Yeah, okay. Take a few days to mourn then. But I want you out by the end of the month.
Seems a bit sudden. Can you explain why? I mean, the timing and all. Nobody to take care of Dad anymore, so you kick me out?
Yeah, well, you're certainly not the rightest bulb of the lot, so I suppose I have to explain it all to you in the simplest of terms. First off, I want you to reject all claims to your father's inheritance.
Dad's inheritance? Do we really have to talk about that now? Shouldn't we hold off on that for now? I mean, in respect to Dad, now's not the time, Mom.
We're family, so I don't think all that matters. Your father is gone, and we no longer need a nurse to take care of him.
So, You want me to give up all claims to Dad's inheritance and just leave, is that it?
That's right. You have no job, so you took it on yourself to look after your father as a nurse for the sole purpose of gaining an upper hand when it comes to splitting the inheritance. Well, sorry to break this to you, but that's not going to happen.
Wait. Are you saying I'm unemployed?
Yeah, you were constantly going on about how it was so hard taking care of your father that you had no time for work. I knew what you were scheming all this time. I bet you were hoping to just keep on living here rent-free. But no way that's going to happen. Just refuse any claim to the inheritance and get out of the house by the end of the month.
This is too much to contemplate right now. We can talk later after I get home.
Pardon me?
Mom, you're acting as if you've achieved some kind of decisive victory or something, but I get to stay at least till the end of the month, right? You do realize that it takes time to do all the paperwork for this inheritance stuff. We can't just talk about it over a line and be done with it. It's more complicated than that, and it takes time.
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Okay then, I'm on my way back right now. Hey Dave, thanks for coming to my father's funeral today.
Sandy, you must be tired from all the hard work today.
Sorry about this. Why is it that we only meet on such occasions? We really should date under different circumstances, lol.
Don't worry about it. I knew what I was getting into when I started going out with you. So, does this mean we're over the hard part and things will be normal going forward?
Yes, I suppose so.
What do you plan to do from now on? I know you don't want to go and live with your mom.
Yes, as I mentioned before, she's really not my mom. She's my stepmom. Dad married her like 10 or 12 years ago. I just call her mom out of courtesy.
So does that mean you have to start looking for a place to live?
Yeah, that's why I contacted you. My stepmom, wants me out of the house by the end of the month.
You're not serious, really?
She also wants me to refuse all claim to my father's inheritance.
For real? What kind of person is she? Your father just passed away, for Pete's sake. You took care of your dad for almost 10 years. She didn't lift a finger to help, and she has the gall to make such demands?
Yeah, well, I really don't care about that. I was always planning to move out anyway. As a matter of fact, I was making preparations to move all these years. And about the inheritance, I never expected to receive anything.
Yeah, you told me, but to believe that yourself and to have someone say to your face, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
All good? You make it sound so simple.
That aside, I contacted you for a little advice. I know you work in real estate, so I figured you would be the best person to talk to.
Yeah, my advice on real estate.
Yeah, we can talk more about it when we meet up. Do you have some time this week?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll keep my evenings open, so when you have time, give me a holler and we can meet up.
Right. Thanks, Dave.
Hey, Sandy, I know you're seeing this. It's the last day of the month. Are you all packed and ready to move out? You better be. It would be great if you could move out today.
Oh, hey Mom. Yeah, I was gonna leave later this afternoon.
I know you're well aware of the situation, but just so you are crystal clear about it, the entire inheritance, it all belongs to me. You do understand that, right?
We did all the paperwork together, remember? I wish you would quit reminding me about it every time we talk. Also, I don't plan on coming back to this house ever again.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's good to hear. I'm surprised you were able to move out on such short notice. Did you find a live-in job or something? Bet it's some sort of live-in maid or nursing job. I guess that's all you're good for.
The moving people are going to get here pretty soon, so I better get ready. Yeah, I'm going to take Dad's ashes. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, whatever. You're not going to ask me to help you move now, are you? Sorry, but I don't have the time. Your father left me a little play money, so I think I will go have a little fun downtown. LOL. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have reverted to my maiden name, so I have zero connections to your family and relatives. We are total strangers now, just so you know, LOL. You are no longer my daughter, just a stranger.
Oh, okay. No problem.
If you have any financial problems in the future, I don't want you coming to me for help.
Yeah, I get it. Buzz, buzz.
Sandy, what's this about? They told me they are going to sell this house and they want me out of it ASAP? What the hell is going on? This is my house. Nobody can kick me out.
Hello, Mom. Helen. It's been a while.
Excuse me?
It is Helen, right? We're not related or anything. Seems weird calling you Mom. Do you have a problem moving out of that house?
Of course there's a problem. Why do I have to move out of my own house, for God's sake?
But you submitted those papers. You reverted to your maiden name, and you have nothing to do with our family anymore, right?
But I inherited all of your father's inheritance. Nobody can demand that I move out of this house. This house is mine.
That's strange. That can't be right. That house has been in my name for the past 8 years. I own the deed to that house.
Wait, what did you just say?
It was about the time that my father's health deteriorated and he would need care for years to come. My income at the time was pretty stable, so Dad had the deed to the house put in my name.
Pardon me?
I recall we talked about this with the lawyers present years ago.
Are you nuts? You're not employed.
I'm surprised you didn't know, actually. I am employed. Self-employed, that is. I'm a writer.
A writer? What are you talking about?
I don't want to brag or anything, but I have royalty payments, enough to live on. Making monthly payments is actually not a problem.
Royalty payments?
It was hard being a writer and also taking care of my dad, but by the time Dad needed regular care, my royalty payments were quite substantial, and so it wasn't such a burden. It wasn't easy, don't get me wrong, but I made it through those years.
Are you serious?
What I really wanted to talk about is the house. If you plan on living there, well, you're gonna have to start paying rent. If that's what you want, we need to draw up some paperwork, lease agreement and all.
Pay rent? How much is rent?
I talked to a local real estate agent, and he told me the average rent for that area is about $2,000 a month.
Are you serious? $2,000? I can't pay that much. I checked his bank account, my inheritance, and there was only $20,000 in there. I was expecting 10 times as much. What a total letdown.
Oh, now I remember. When we were all talking with the lawyer, you were only half listening to his explanation. I recall the lawyer saying it was only about $20,000.
My mind was somewhere else at the time. I was set on buying this one collector's item I was eyeing for a long time. I couldn't believe that he only had $20,000 in his account. What's going on?
Well, you have to consider that I nursed him for 10 years. All that adds up, you know. My dad worked his way up to a district manager, but was forced to retire when he got sick. All his nursing care was paid for using his savings. That also paid for your living expenses. You were a housewife all those years, so no income.
Excuse me? No wonder there was only $20,000 left in his account. That can't be right. So, that's all that's left?
All I can say is, you better make that $20,000 last as long as possible, or find a job ASAP. You're still in your 40s. You could find a job quite easily at your age.
I used all that up already. That was gone as soon as I got hold of it.
Excuse me? You spent it already?
Yeah, I bought some nice bags and went on that trip last week. Plus, I went out on the town a few times. I had no idea that I only had $20,000. I used my credit card without thinking, and when I realized it, I was overdrawn. My card was rejected.
Oh, I see.
What the hell am I going to do from now on?
All I'm asking is that you move out of that house, that's all. I don't recall you ever acting like my mother.
Pardon me?
When I was in school, you never gave me any allowance. I made do with my part-time job at the library. As for meals, like dinner, it was me or my father that prepared it practically every night. And you know what? I don't recall one time you ever cooked for us. I did all the house chores too, like the laundry, and I even mowed the lawn in the summer. And what's more, you never bothered to take care of my dad all those years. After all, these years of doing nothing, can you still call yourself my mother? It was me that held this family together, if I can even call it a family.
Sandy, can we talk about this? I mean, after all.
The lease runs out at the end of the month, so I suggest you start packing, unless you want to rent the place.
Oh, I have an idea. Let me live with you until I work things out. We are family. It's the least you can do. What do you say?
I'm sorry, that's impossible.
Excuse me? Why?
Well, because I'm living with my boyfriend now.
A boyfriend? Are you serious? When did you get a boyfriend?
I better get going. I have a lot to do today.
Wait, Sandy, let's talk this through. I have nowhere to go. I don't even have a hometown or relatives to go back to. Sandy, are you still there? Are you serious? Did you already block me? Please, Sandy, help me out here.
My dad saw all this coming and urged me to use his savings as I saw fit. My stepmom continued to stay at the house, thinking she had the right. But once she learned from our lawyer that she was illegally trespassing on private property and she'd be charged with a crime, she got out of there pretty quickly. I heard she found a live-in job somewhere out of state. But all those years of living off my father and not working, things apparently didn't go so smoothly. On the first day of her job, she came in late and continued to do so numerous times afterwards. She certainly didn't make any friends. On the other hand, she couldn't understand why she was being shunned. Can't imagine the stress she's going through. But what makes it even worse is that she borrowed money from some disreputable sources, and I hear she's in really hot water.